Welcome to Business Connection. I'm Liz Spencer. I have Ann Rigby, and she's the founder and director of the Neuro Connection. You're right by us. I drive by you every day coming here to work, and I think, well, gee, I wonder what that's all about. But you're doing some amazing things, some cutting edge technology and everything at your place. Tell me a little bit about it.
We are doing actual brain maps of children with autism, and then we are training them in their deficiencies. So autism is a syndrome kind of inflammation. And what happens during development is the brain fails to form neural pathways that it would normally for language, for eye contact and social understanding and interpreting social cues, for being able to shift attention and focus in a way that's useful. And so that you get an array of symptoms that are problematic. And we are able to actually see where in the brain that those symptoms are at and why, because we use certain brain mapping techniques that are able to look at those neural pathways and see how they're formed. And this, what we do is based on fMRI studies and CAT and PET scans, but we don't do those type of very invasive tests in our office. We do something called a quantitative electroencephalogram, which is a QEEG. So it's a very easy test to do. It's non-invasive, and we place a cap on a child's head, and we're looking to see with our analysis and the databases we use how the child is functioning. And
from that, you're able to create something that's going to help maybe redirect those neuron pathways, if I got my tech terms right?
Yes. What we actually do is we're able to see how the brain is functioning and why those symptoms are present. And we're able to describe those in the maps. And we take the values from the maps and we input those into the computer so that the child can train and improve the brain, almost like weightlifting, and in a session, in a neurofeedback session. So over time, neurofeedback actually operantly conditions the brain to improve those neural pathways and increase the brain's ability to communicate with itself.
And you're doing this kind of in a fun way, like through watching a video game or a movie, so the child is really not, besides maybe wearing the cap, not kind of clued into what you're doing.
Right. The child, when they're actually doing the sessions, only has a couple of electrodes measuring brainwave activity on their head that's fed into the EEG and then into the computer. The only thing they know is that the movie is either playing or fading, or the game is actually moving or not. It's primarily an unconscious process, and they don't even have to be that engaged. They just have to sit still and watch. So it's not like they have to do any kind of exercises like they would if they were into tutoring or something like that.
Well, how neat is that? And major results for you?
Well, we're very fortunate because we work with this researcher and we use his model. We're very strict about how we do the neurofeedback. We are able to, because of the way we look at the brain, we look at abnormalities in the EEG and the raw data, we look at regions of the brain for communication, and we look at abnormalities in power in the EEG. And with all those three things together, we're able to come up with values that are very accurate in order to train the brain. So our results have replicated the studies that Rob Coben did with a 57% decrease on average on completion of 57% decrease in symptoms.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah. So a typical client may get anywhere from 20 to